Hello. Hello. Okay. How are you? Hello. 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 नहीं. Hello. सानू कितना पता लगेगा? ये करते हैं इसमें. Hello. Hello.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. हेलो, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। स्टूडेंट्स, आप लोगों से एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि हमारे गेस्ट पहुंचने वाले हैं, तो हम ये चाहते हैं कि डिसिप्लिन के मामले में आप प्लीज़ हमारे साथ कोऑपरेट करें। पहली बात, अपने मोबाइल्स जो हैं वो फ्लाइट मोड पे कर लीजिए। सेकेंडली, ड्यूरिंग एनी स्पीच और एनी की नोट आप काइंडली गॉसिप जो है वो मत कीजिएगा। थैंक यू सो मच।
Dear audience, please maintain the discipline. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Ladies and gentlemen, please standing ovation and a huge round of applause as our guest, Professor Dr. Majid Hussain, is coming with our distinguished guest, Chairman BOG, Mr. Haider Amin. His Excellencies Time Fong, Dr. Rifat Ali Mohammed, Mr. Farm, Dr. Kafaitullah Hamdani, Muhammad Harun Yusuf. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, respected guests of honor, honorable all invited speakers, and all our valued attendees, Assalamu alaikum. I am Sehrish Makpool, lecturer, Computer Science Department, feeling very honored to host this first international conference on advanced STEAM education, challenges and opportunities 2023 at the University of Faisalabad. We are deeply honored and excited to extend my warmest welcome to all of our gathered with this extraordinary event. The first international conference on advanced STEAM education, challenges and opportunities 2023 is orchestrated by the University of Faisalabad. This eminent conference is primed to congregate forward-thinking pedagogists, pioneering scholars, dynamic implementers, and fervent devotees hailing from the diverse corners of the planet to engage in profound disorders of the concerning the pivotal matter for preparations in the STEAM pedagogy and the probe to multifaceted complexities and prospectus. We, the University of Faisalabad, is statistics to have the educators, researchers, enthusiasts from around the globe gathered here to explore, collaborate and innovate in the realm of sciences, technology, engineering, arts and mathematics. Your participation is a testament to your commitment to advanced education and shaping in future. We are delighted to commence this event with a spiritual and cultural tribute through Tilawat and Naat. I would like to invite Qari Muhammad Ahmed to come forward for Tilawat and translation.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا واذكروا نعمة الله عليكم إذ كنتم أعداء فألف بين قلوبكم فأصبحتم بنعمته إخوانا وَكُنْتُمْ عَلَى شَفَا حُفْرَةٍ مِّنَ النَّارِ وَكُنْتُمْ عَلَى شَفَا حُفْرَةٍ مِّنَ النَّارِ فَأَنقَذَكُم مِّنْهَا كَذَلِكَ يُبَيِّنُ اللَّهُ لَكُمْ آيَاتِهِ لَعَلَّكُمْ تَهْتَدُونَ. صدق الله العظيم. I seek refuge with Allah from the accursed shaitan. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. O believers, be mindful of Allah in the way He deserves, and do not die except in a state of full submission to Him, and hold firmly together to the rope of Allah, and do not be divided. Remember Allah's favor upon you when you were enemies, then He united your hearts, so you, by His grace, became brothers. You stood on the brink of a pit of fire, and He delivered you from it. Thus, Allah makes His signs clear to you, that you may be guided to the right way. وَمَا عَلَيَّ إِلَّا الْبَلَاغُ الْمُبِينُ.
جزاکاللہ. سوزے دل چاہیے، چشمے نم چاہیے، اور شوق طلب معتبر چاہیے. ہوں میسر مدینے کی گلیاں اگر، آنکھ کافی نہیں نظر چاہیے. Now, following the soul soothing tilawat, we now invite Miss Aisha Batul to come forward and share their hearts through the beauty of Naat for the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
مصطفیٰ مصطفیٰ منبع للصفا سید الانبیاء مشعل فی الوفا کان فی عفوه للیتامى دفاع. مصطفیٰ مصطفیٰ منبع للصفا سید الانبیاء مشعل فی الوفا کان فی عطفه للیتامى دفاع. حنى قلبی له فاز شوقا إليه ليس أرجو سوى شربة من يديه. الصلاة على والسلام عليه للسماء طاقا فأتى بالنقا وغدا وجهه نيرا مشرقا كان من نفبه حين حان اللقاء. كان فلتذهبوا أنتم الطلقاء. مصطفى مصطفى منبع للصفا سيد الأنبياء مشعل في الوفا كان في عطفه للیتامى دفاع. مصطفى مصطفى
Jazakallah. Ladies and gentlemen, as a mark of our respect and unity, I kindly request everyone to rise for the national anthem. It is with great reverence that we acknowledge the chief guest of this event, a personality without whom this gathering would not be complete. His visionary ideas have been the guiding force behind this conference, and today we are here to bring those ideas to life. He is a Pakistani business executive with years of experience in strategic transitions, operation of industrial unit, welfare operations, and higher education management. Passionate about philanthropic and intense socialpreneurship, he helped relaunch the Medina Foundation into the leading philanthropic organization in Pakistan. Recently, he has appointed as a member of Higher Education Commission, Pakistan. He currently serves as a chair, Board of Governors at the University of Faisalabad and holds numerous other positions on advisory board on issues of education and development. He has also held key positions in edible oil, sugar, steel, power generation, and ethanol industries. Regionally recognized for his collaborative leadership style, proactive approach, and ability to achieve sustainable growth. We look forward to their words of inspiration and guidance as we embark on this remarkable journey together. In your huge applause, it is now our guest player to invite our chief guest to the stage for a warm and heartfelt welcome. Mr. Haider Amin, Chairman, Board of Governors, the University of Faisalabad, for welcome.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I had the honor actually to welcome all of you on behalf of the Board of Governors, Mr. Haider Amin Sahab. Dear sir, Chairman BOG, highly distinguished guests, His Excellency Harun Yusuf, Dr. Rifat Sahab, Professor Dr. Ishtiyaq Sahab, Additional Registrar Madam Zaida Makbul Sahab, honorable international and national speakers, guests from different institutions, deans, directors, especially directors OREC coming from all institutions in Faisalabad, students, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and a very good morning. On behalf of the organizing committee and the management of the University of Faisalabad, I would like to say a very warm welcome to this first international conference on advanced teamed education challenges and opportunities. It is indeed an honor to have such an esteemed guest with us today. We are honored to have the Ambassador of Vietnam, His Excellency Thanh Phong. Thank you, sir. Who is representing actually the Embassy of Pakistan, but as we spoke to him, he is really already a good friend of Pakistan and have been actually lived in Thailand with a friend who is currently working in customs, mashallah. So he's already roommate of a Pakistani students and they were living in Thailand during their degrees. So, sir, we are honored to have you here today. Thank you. Your support and appreciation is greatly appreciated. Joining us today is Professor Dr. Rifat Ali Muhammad, coming from our brother country, Egypt. He's a distinguished scholar and academics. Sir, your expertise and insight will undoubtedly enrich the discussion and contribution to the advancement of STEAM education. There are certainly a number of international scholars who will give presentations in different sessions through online, and there are certainly physical oral presentation over the next 2 days. And we certainly value their highly contribution and their input, and we welcome them all. Lastly, but not least, we certainly are very grateful to our Chairman, Board of Governors, Mr. Haider Amin Saab, who has been instrumental. It was actually his idea, and we just helped, and he is the person to envision different ideas and shape it. And this is the first conference in Pakistan on this topic. Inshallah, we'll carry on this legacy. Thank you, sir. Together, we have gathered here to explore the frontiers of advanced STEAM education, exchange ideas, and foster collaboration that will shape the future education. This conference serves as a platform to share knowledge, engage in meaningful discussions, and inspire innovation approaches to education. I encourage all participants to actively participate in this session, engage in fruitful conversation, and embrace the diverse perspective of this conference, which is offered. Let's seize this opportunity to learn from one another, to challenge different theories and different ideas, and certainly to pave the way for the brighter and more inclusive future. Over the last 21 years, actually, University of Faisalabad, which was established in 2002, had significantly made its impact and mark, not only at national level, but the international level. We stand out now in different rankings, and also are very proud with over 10,000 alumni at this moment. And certainly, we remember that universities are made over decades and centuries, but this is one of the universities making its impact in just over 2 decades. Thank you, contribution from all of such colleagues, scientists, and of course, it's all collaboration and cooperation. Thank you all. Once again, I extend my heartfelt gratitude to our esteemed guests and all the participants of being part of this momentous occasion. Let's embark on this journey together as we strive for excellence and make a lasting impact in the field of advanced STEAM education. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, please join me in extending a warm welcome to our next distinguished guest on stage, Professor Dr. Rifat Ali Muhammad. He is distinguished academician and the current Dean of the Faculty of Arabic and Asyut University, Egypt. Also, I request Dr. Kafayatullah Hamdani, ex-HOD Arabic Department, Namal, Islamabad, to come on stage to translate Arabic language.
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. لك الحمد يا رباه حمدا مضاعفا يدوم ويبقى بالدوام المؤبد. لك الحمد بالقرآن والعلم والتقى. لك الحمد بالهادي النبي محمد. وصلى الله تبارك وتعالى على سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أجمعين. ثم أما بعد. بداية أتوجه بخالص الشكر وعظيم التقدير للجامعة جامعة فيصل أباد على انعقاد هذا المؤتمر المهم الذي يناقش قضية من أهم القضايا الحيوية التي تربط بين العلم والدين. وفي الحقيقة أنه ليس ثمة انفصال بين العلم والدين، فإن ديننا الإسلامي هو دين العلم والإنتاج والتعمير، ولن تجد دينا دعا إلى العلم والأخذ بأسبابه والبلوغ فيه إلى الكمال كديننا الإسلامي. فما إن ظهرت دعوة الإسلام المجيدة حتى حضت على الأخذ بالأسباب، يتبين ذلك لمن يتفهم الآيات القرآنية ومن يقرأ الأحاديث النبوية ومن يقرأ سيرة الخلفاء الراشدين ومن يطالع تاريخ الإسلام وقت ازدهاره وقوة سلطانه. يعد الإسلام أول عقيدة كرمت العلم والعلماء، ومن هذا نعلم أنه يعنى بأصل الحضارة وقوتها. ولا يخفى عليكم أن أول آية نزلت في كتاب الله هي قوله تعالى: اقرأ باسم ربك الذي خلق. ثم توالت الآيات بعد ذلك، فكان مما أقسم الله به في كتابه، وهو من أول ما نزل من القرآن أيضا: نون والقلم وما يسطرون والطور وكتاب مسطور في رق منشور. ومعلوم أن هذه هي أدوات العلم المتاحة في هذا الوقت: القلم والدواه والرق الذي يكتب فيه. فالله سبحانه وتعالى بعظيم شأنه وجليل سلطانه يقسم بأدوات العلم. وفي القرآن الكريم ما يلفت الأنظار إلى ضرورة الأخذ بالعلم وأسبابه، حيث يقول تعالى: شهد الله أنه لا إله إلا هو والملائكة أولو العلم يرفع الله الذين أوتوا العلم منكم درجات. وفي الحديث الشريف أيضا يقول صلى الله عليه وسلم: العلماء ورثة الأنبياء، بل إن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فضل العالم على العابد المنقطع للعبادة، فقال: فضل العالم على العابد كفضل البدر وقت اكتماله على سائر الكواكب. ثم إنه تعالى حث على طلب العلم في كل وقت وزمان، فقال: فاسألوا أهل الذكر إن كنتم لا تعلمون. وقال: طلب العلم فريضة على كل مسلم ومسلمة. وهنا يطرح سؤال في غاية الأهمية: ما هو العلم الذي قصده الإسلام؟ أي علم ذاك الذي عني به الإسلام وحث على طلبه؟ وفي الإجابة على هذا السؤال نقول: العلم في الإسلام لا يعني فقط العلم بأحكام الدين وتشريعاته وأحكامه، بل يشمل كل صنوف العلم وضروبه، الذي يسهم في بناء الحضارة الإنسانية. ودليل على هذا أن الله سبحانه وتعالى قد أمرنا بتعمير هذا الكون المسخر، فقال: ألم تر أن الله أنزل من السماء ماء فتصبح الأرض مخضرة. إن الله لطيف خبير. ولله ما في السماوات وما في الأرض إن الله هو الغني الحميد. وقال هو أنشأكم من الأرض واستعمركم فيها، يعني طلب منكم عمارتها بأخذ كل الوسائل والأسباب التي تؤدي إلى عمارة الدنيا بما يسهم في تحقيق التقدم ورفاهية الإنسان. فقد دعانا إلى استغلال خيرات الكون، ودعا إلى ذلك في كثير من الآيات القرآنية. وسرد هذه الآيات القرآنية مما يطول ولا يسمح الوقت بذكرها، لكن لا بد هنا من أن أذكر حديث رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم حينما سألوه عن أمر في علم من علوم الدنيا، فماذا قال لهم صلى الله عليه وسلم؟ قال لهم أنتم أعلم بأمور دنياكم، أنتم أعلم بأمور دنياكم، بما يعني أنه صلى الله عليه وسلم يحفزهم على أن يفكروا وينتجوا بما يسهم في تقدم العلم ورفاهيته. ثمة آية في كتاب الله تدعو إلى هذا التقدم في العلوم الطبيعية والتجريبية والتطبيقية وعلم النبات وعلم الأجناس البشرية. أعني قوله تعالى إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. قد يقول قائل وما دليلك على أن هذه الآية تعني هذه العلوم؟ أقول لك في القرآن شيء يسمى السياق، فسياق هذه الآيات إنما جاء في التدبر والتفكر في الكون وفي تشريح جسم الإنسان وفي علم النبات وفي علم الجبال وفي علم الثمرات. قال تعالى في أول هذه الآية ألم تر أن الله أنزل من السماء ماء فأخرجنا به ثمرات مختلفا ألوانها ومن الجبال جدد بيض وحمر مختلف ألوانها وغرابيب سود ومن الناس والدواب والأنعام مختلف ألوانه كذلك إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. العلماء بأي شيء؟ العلماء بهذه الأشياء المذكورة في الآية، لأنهم إذا تدبروا هذه الأشياء فسوف يوقنون بعظمة الخالق، وبالتالي فسيكونون أعظم خشية لله من غيرهم. وهذا هو معنى قوله تعالى إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء. في هذه الآية سر آخر أريد أن أذكره، هو أن ديننا الإسلامي وقرآننا العظيم يدعونا إلى السبق وإلى التفرد وإلى التميز في هذه العلوم. كيف ذلك؟ هو يقول العلماء، إنما يخشى الله من عباده العلماء بأل، وأل هنا تدل على الكمال في الوصف، فهم ليسوا مجرد علماء، بل هم علماء وصلوا إلى درجة الكمال في العلم، كمالا لا يستطيع أحد أن يلحقهم فيه، كمالا يدعوهم إلى تسخير العلم في نفع الإنسان لا إلى تدميره، كمالا يجعلهم متميزين فيه. والدليل على هذا أن هذه الآية وردت في سورة من القرآن تسمى سورة فاطر. وفاطر في اللغة العربية معناها خالق، يعني خلق الكون على غير مثال سبقه، فهو لم يقلد أحدا وإنما اخترع وابتكر وفطر هذا الكون. فالله يدعو العلماء أن يتخلقوا بأخلاقه، فيخترعوا العلوم ويخترعوا الآلات ويخترعوا النظريات ويخترعوا القوانين التي تساعد على رفعة الكون وتقدمه ورفاهية الإنسان. ولذلك رسول الله كان يقول: تخلقوا بأخلاق الله، تخلقوا بأخلاق الله. الله فاطر، فلا بد للعلماء من أن يبتكروا ويخترعوا حتى يتخلقوا بأخلاق الله. والله سبحانه وتعالى ونبينا العظيم لا يريد من العلماء أن يكونوا علماء فحسب، بل يريد منهم أن يكونوا راسخين في العلم، متمكنين فيه، متقدمين، بحيث لا يسبقهم في العلم سابق. ولذلك دعا القرآن الكريم إلى الإحسان والإبداع في كثير من آياته، فقال: وأحسنوا إن الله يحب المحسنين. هو الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا، للذين أحسنوا الحسنى وزيادة، وكثير جدا من آيات القرآن. والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم أيضا كان يدعو إلى الإحسان، فيقول: إن الله يحب إذا عمل أحدكم عملا أن يتقنه، ويقول: إن الله لا يقبل عمل امرئ حتى يتقنه. وقد وصف أحد الصحابة رسول الله فقال: كان إذا عمل عملا أثبته. ما معنى أثبته؟ يعني أحكمه وأتقنه وجعله في غاية الإحسان. فالإتقان في الإسلام والإحسان عبادة سامية، حتى أنه ذات مرة كان الصحابة يدفنون ميتا في القبر، فقال لهم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: سووا لحد هذا، سووا لحد هذا. فتعجب الصحابة، فقال لهم النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: إن اللحد لا ينفع الميت ولا يضره، ولكن الله يحب من العامل إذا عمل عملا أن يحسنه، أي عمل. ولذلك كان الإمام علي بن أبي طالب رضي الله عنه وكرم الله وجهه يقول: قيمة كل امرئ ما يحسنه. الإنسان يكون له قيمة بقدر الشيء الذي يحسنه. وهذا يدعونا إلى أن القرآن دعا إلى التقدم والسبق في كل العلوم، فدعانا أن نكون متقدمين عسكريا، فقال تعالى: وأعدوا لهم ما استطعتم من قوة ومن رباط الخيل ترهبون به عدو الله وعدوكم وآخرين من دونهم لا تعلمونهم الله يعلمهم. فالآية تلفت نظر المسلمين إلى أن يتفوقوا عسكريا، ليس للحرب ولا للاعتداء، لأن هذا منهي عنه في القرآن، وإنما لتكون عندهم قوة تسمى قوة الردع، ترهبون به عدو الله وعدوكم حتى لا يتجرأ عليكم أحد. ثم إن الآية تقول: وأعدوا لهم ما استطعتم، يعني قدر طاقتكم، لا تتكاسلوا ولا تتخلفوا. ثم جاء بالقوة نكرة، قوة بما يعني القوة التي تناسب العصر. فإذا كانت آلات الحرب في القديم هي السيف والرمح والقناة، فأدوات الحرب في هذا العصر تختلف، وأدوات العصر فيما بعد سوف تختلف. فالقرآن يدعو المسلمين إلى أن يواكبوا العصر حسب مقتضياته ومتطلباته. ولهذا يقول: وآخرين من دونهم لا تعلمونهم الله يعلمهم. وكذلك في كل العلوم، في علم النفس وفي أنفسكم أفلا تبصرون، في علم الاجتماع: يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وجعلناكم شعوبا وقبائل لتعارفوا إن أكرمكم عند الله أتقاكم. في علم النحت يعملون له ما يشاء من محاريب وتماثيل وجفان كالجواب. في علم الصناعة: اصنع الفلك بأعيننا ووحينا حتى إذا ساوى بين الصدفين قال انفخوا، حتى إلى آخر الآية. كثير جدا من العلوم التي أشار إليها القرآن الكريم. ثم إن طلب هذه العلوم جعلها الإسلام فرض كفاية. ومعنى فرض كفاية في الإسلام يعني إذا قام به البعض سقط عن الباقي. كل علم لا بد أن يتخصص فيه مجموعة من العلماء، كل العلوم. فإذا كان هناك علم لم يتخصص فيه أحد من المسلمين صار فرض عين على الجميع، بحيث يأسم الجميع لعدم تعلمه. وهذا معنى قول سيدنا عمر بن الخطاب رضي الله عنه حينما كان يقول: كلكم على ثغر من ثغور الإسلام، فليحذر أحدكم أن يؤتى الإسلام من قبله، العالم في معمله، والطبيب في مستشفاه، والأستاذ في قاعة محاضراته، كالجندي الذي يحرس الثغر ويقيم على الحدود، إن غفل لحظة نفذ العدو إلى الأرض فيحتلها. ولذلك نبغ في هذا العصر الذهبي للإسلام علماء كثر في كل العلوم. فسمعنا عن ابن سينا، وسمعنا عن الزهراوي، وسمعنا عن الخوارزمي، وسمعنا عن البيروني، وسمعنا عن عبد القاهر الجرجاني، وسمعنا عن ابن الهيثم، وعن كثير من العلماء. هذا الموضوع يطول، لكنني أختم كلمتي بكلمة لمدير جامعة برلين في حفل أقامه الطلاب المسلمون بمناسبة المولد النبوي الشريف. فقال لهم مدير الجامعة في ذلك الوقت: أيها الطلاب المسلمون، والآن قد انعكس الأمر، فنحن الأوروبيين يجب أن نؤدي ما علينا تجاهكم، فما هذه العلوم إلا امتدادا لعلوم آبائكم وشرحا لمعارفهم ونظرياتهم، فلا تنسوا أيها الطلبة تاريخكم، وعليكم بالعمل المتواصل لتعيدوا مجدكم الغابر، طالما أن كتابكم المقدس عنوان نهضتكم ما زال موجودا بينكم، وتعاليم نبيكم صلى الله عليه وسلم محفوظة عندكم، فارجعوا إلى الماضي لتؤسسوا المستقبل. وقد كان سارتون وهو مؤرخ له كتاب في تاريخ العلم قال: المسلمون عباقرة الشرق في القرون الوسطى، لهم مأثرة عظمى على الإنسانية يتمثل في أنهم تولوا كتابة أعظم المؤلفات والدراسات قيمة وأكثرها أصالة وعمقا، مستخدمين في ذلك لغتهم العربية التي كانت بلا مراء لغة العلم للجنس البشري في الفترة الواقعة بين منتصف القرن الثامن والقرن الحادي عشر، لدرجة أنه كان يتحتم على الشخص الذي كان يريد الإلمام بثقافة عصره وبأحدث ما يجري من علوم أن يتعلم اللغة العربية. هذه نظرة سريعة لنظرة القرآن ونظرة الإسلام إلى العلوم العصرية، تطبيقية أو تجريبية. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يعيد للمسلمين مجدهم فيسبق الأمم في سائر العلوم، وأشكركم على حسن استماعكم، وصلى الله تبارك وتعالى على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم، والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
نحمدہ و نصلی علی رسولہ الکریم، اما بعد. یہ تھے ڈاکٹر رفعت علی سید جو جامعہ ازہر میں ڈین فیکلٹی آف عربک ہیں. سب سے پہلے تو انہوں نے یونیورسٹی کی انتظامیہ کا شکریہ ادا کیا کہ انہوں نے ایسے موضوع کا انتخاب کیا کہ جو وقت کی بہت ہی اہم ضرورت تھی، اور اس اہم عنوان پہ میں نے ابھی تک کہیں بھی کسی کانفرنس کا انعقاد نہیں دیکھا. اس پہ میں یونیورسٹی انتظامیہ کو دل کی گہرائیوں سے مبارکباد پیش کرتا ہوں. اس کے بعد ان کی گفتگو کا پہلا جز یہ تھا کہ اسلام علم کا دین ہے، اور جس طرح کامل اور شامل انداز میں اسلام نے علم کی طرف دعوت دی، اس طرح کسی نے بھی دعوت نہیں دی. قرآن و حدیث، تاریخ، خلفائے راشدین کا دور، یہ سارے اس بات کی واضح دلالت ہیں. حتیٰ کہ پہلی وحی جو اللہ تعالیٰ نے نازل کی، اقرأ بسم ربک الذی خلق، جس طرح کے حالات میں حضور صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کی بعثت مبارکہ ہوئی، ان حالات میں سب سے پہلے علم کی طرف دعوت دینا، یہ ایک علم کی شرف اور اس کی منزلت پہ بین دلیل ہے. پھر اس کے بعد علم کی اہمیت کا اندازہ انہوں نے فرمایا کہ اس بات سے بھی اندازہ کر لیں کہ اللہ جل شانہ نے نون والقلم وما یسطرون والطور وکتاب مسطور، کہ اللہ تعالیٰ نے ایسے ادوات کی، آلات علم کی بھی قسمیں کھائی ہیں جو علم کے حصول کے اندر کاپی ہے، کتاب ہے، دوات ہے. اللہ جل شانہ نے ان چیزوں کی بھی قسمیں کھائیں. پھر اس کے بعد دوسرا حصہ ہے کہ علم وہ کون سا علم ہے جو اسلام جس کا مطالبہ کرتا ہے. تو انہوں نے کہا کہ اسلام وہ تمام علوم و فنون جن کی دنیا کو ضرورت ہو، وہ اسلام اس کی طرف دعوت دیتا ہے. پھر انہوں نے آیات کی تلاوت کی کہ الم تر ان اللہ انزل من السماء ماء، کہ اللہ تعالیٰ نے آسمان سے بارش نازل کی، زمین سرسبز ہوتی ہے، زمین کے اندر بسایا، علم عمرانیات کی طرف دلیل ہے. پھر اس کے بعد انہوں نے کہا کہ خاص طور پہ میں حضور صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم کا ایک فرمان ذکر کرنا چاہوں گا کہ جس وقت حضور صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم سے کسی دنیاوی معاملے میں پوچھا گیا تو پیغمبر صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم نے جو اوتیت علم الاولین والآخرین، جنہیں اولین و آخرین کا علم دیا گیا تھا، اس کے باوجود انہوں نے کہا انتم اعلم بامور دنیاکم، دنیا کے امور سے تم خود زیادہ واقف ہو. در حقیقت پیغمبر صلی اللہ علیہ وسلم ان کے اندر تحقیق اور طلب اور تڑپ پیدا کرنا چاہتے تھے. پھر اس کے بعد انہوں نے کہا کہ وہ کون سا آگے ہے کہ وہ کون سا علم ہے جو اللہ کی خشیت کی طرف لے جاتا ہے. تو اس پہ انہوں نے کہا کہ عام طور پہ یہ سمجھا جاتا ہے کہ یہ شریعت کا علم ہے، شریعت کے علم کی اہمیت اپنی جگہ پہ، لیکن جس صورت کے اندر اللہ جل شانہ نے اس کو ذکر کیا وہ سیاق و سباق یہ بتاتا ہے کہ وہاں اللہ جل شانہ نے بارش کا ذکر کیا، پھلوں کا تذکرہ کیا، پہاڑوں کا ذکر کیا. پھر اس کے بعد जानवरों का, लोगों का तज़किरा करके, तो अल्लाह जल्ल शानहू ने इन चीज़ों का बता दिया कि जो इन चीज़ों को जानने वाला होगा वो ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा खालिक की पहचान भी रखेगा, और जो खालिक की पहचान ज़्यादा रखेगा वो उतना ही ज़्यादा अल्लाह से डरेगा। और फरमाया कि ये सूरत फातिर के अंदर इसका लाया जाना, ये भी एक इसके अंदर अल्लाह जल्ल शानहू की ख़ास हिकमत है। फातिर का माना है पैदा करने वाला, तो अल्लाह जल्ल शानहू चाहते हैं कि इंसान वो भी इस तरफ आए, वो मेहनत करके चीज़ों की तख्लीक और इब्तिकार की तरफ आए। उस पर उन्होंने पैगम्बर अलैहिस्सलातु वस्सलाम का एक फरमान पेश किया कि तखल्लक़ू बि अखलाक़िल्लाह, अपने अंदर अल्लाह के अखलाक पैदा करो, अल्लाह खालिक भी है, तुम भी चीज़ों को बनाओ, नई नई चीज़ों को ईजाद करो। फिर उसके बाद उन्होंने कहा कि जो इल्म है ये हर मैदान के अंदर, ये नहीं कि सिर्फ शरीयत का इल्म है, साइंस का इल्म है, मुसलमानों को अस्करी तौर पे भी मजबूत होना चाहिए। फिर उस पर उन्होंने कहा कि वअद्दू लहुम मस्तताअतुम मिन कुव्वा, ये आयत पेश करके कहा कि मिन कुव्वा नकिरा है, तो यहाँ इस बात की दलील है कि हर वो कुव्वत, हर वो ताकत जो मुसलमानों के लिए ज़रूरी हो, ज़माने की ज़रूरियात के लिहाज से हो। और उस पर एक बैयन दलील उन्होंने कहा व आखरीन मिन दूनिहिम, कि कुरान कहता है बाद वो दूसरे जो उनके बाद हैं कि वो ऐसे उलूम जो क़यामत तक आने वाले। और इमाम गज़ाली रहमतुल्लाह अलैह ने कहा था ऐसे उलूम जिनके ना सीखने से मुसलमानों के ऊपर पसमानदगी और तखल्लुफ़ आता हो, पीछे रह जाते हों, ऐसे उलूम का हासिल करना फ़र्ज़ किफ़ाया है। अल्लाह जल्ल शानहू हमें इन तमाम चीज़ों पर अमल की तौफ़ीक नसीब फरमाए।
Thank you so much, sir. Now, it's time to invite the chief guest in your huge applause, His Excellency Tang Phong, Ambassador of Vietnam to Pakistan. Excellency, you're required to please come on dais, share your thoughts on Vietnam's socio-economic development achievements.
Assalamu alaikum. Very good morning to everybody. The esteemed chairman of the BOG of the University of Faisalabad, esteemed rector of the University of Faisalabad, professor, dean, director, student, and ladies, gentlemen. It's my great honor to be here today, especially at the first ever international education seminar on this theme. I think it's a very, very significant event to all of us, including me, because not only in Pakistan, in every countries, especially developing countries, we have this theme. In Vietnam also, many university, even school, college, they started this theme, education to students, even grade 4, 5. So it's great to be a part of the event today. But back to my great honor and opportunity, I think it's my assignment to be here with you, to share with you. I'm not only a friend of Pakistani, like a esteemed rector share with you at the beginning speech, but actually I am also the bridge of the Pakistan and Vietnam relation. And also I have to be effectively to be a promoter, implementer of the Vietnam-Pakistan relation. So why Vietnam? Maybe it's great honor again for me to see many young students here, because we all used to be students, but when we see students, young faces, and we get energy, we became very energetic. So, as young students, they will ask, why is Ambassador Vietnam to be here today? It's a theme, right? And why Vietnam? Just share with you some facts and figures about Vietnam. Vietnam is Southeast Asia countries. We have in term area 330,000 kilometers square. And in terms of population, we talk about population later on. Population in Vietnam is nearly 100 million compared to 230 of Pakistan. And the square of Vietnam, 330 million square kilometer compared to 830,000 square kilometer of Pakistan. So why Vietnam? Maybe many of you young students, you just know about Vietnam over the Vietnam War 47 years ago. Or we call it another name is the Vietnam War or maybe the American War, right? But why Vietnam? So Vietnam history, 1,000 years ago, 5,000 years ago. In Vietnam history, we have both at the same time. We can see that like a coincidence once. Even we don't want that. We did not want that. It's the defending the countries and building up the countries. And some very famous politician in the feudal area, they mentioned, and even if you listen to the rock Metallica, we had some song with some lyrics, to secure for peace is to prepare for war. So in Vietnam, 1,000 years ago, right after we won, and then we have to prepare for another defending war. So in Vietnam, the people is very diligent, but very determined, and very self-reliant. So why Vietnam? Why Vietnam War? From 1945 up to now, at first time when we declare the late President Uncle Ho Chi Minh, declared the independence of Vietnam on the 2nd of September 1945. At that time, we defeated the French colonialism and together with Japanese fascism. And then we spent 9 years to get the independence with the Dien Bien Phu victory in 1954. And then we spent another 21 years until 1975 when we reunified the countries on the date of the 30 April 1975. So talking about Vietnam, many of dear friends, Pakistani friends, they asked me Vietnam War. But they did not ask me about the economic development achievement. So I'm here today, not only the ambassador like I am doing now at my embassy, but also like people want to share with you, Pakistani friend, want to share with you, the young Pakistani friend, that we can go together. How can we go together? How can we share the affinity, the commonality, the similarities? Look at your suit you put on, very similar to the one that ladies in Vietnam putting on now. You can search on website right now with your mobile phone, right? So the problem that Vietnam, we spend a lot of time for defending and then building up the countries. But why Vietnam? Just share with you. From 1986, when we embarked on the economic reforms, we have the income increase, and also we have trade and investment increase. At the time, we were in the brink of the starvation, hunger. We did not have enough the rice to eat. I had to eat chapati, naan, the flour, from Pakistan, from India. Every morning my mom cooked some kind of flour, like a chapati now I'm eating here, you eating here. I knew about chapati, and it actually very fed up when I saw the chapati. We did not have enough food to eat. But from 86 to 89, we became the third largest rice exporter. And from 1986 up to now, we have the trade volume increased 150 times. Last year, the trade volume of Vietnam 750 billion USD. And from 1989, when the first time the FDI, I mean foreign direct investment law, issued in Vietnam, we attracted 444 billion USD, 220 times compared to the time of 1989. So the GDP increased 90 times. And now GDP per capita of Vietnam, people can live, not only make and meet, but they can enjoy. They can think about going abroad, traveling and do some, like you see, exploring abroad, that enjoy the life. But back to 37 years ago, me, myself, I did not have food, enough food to eat. I did not have the clothes to put on in the winter when I went to school, because 8-9 degrees Celsius, automatically the school in Vietnam closed. But talking about Vietnam, just share with you some data. And also we achieved before we have Millennium Development Goals. We got it long time ago. And now among the 17 goals targets of the SDG, Sustainable Development Goals, we are very, very, very approaching to the goals. And then talking about Vietnam, Pakistan, we established the diplomatic tie on the date of the 8th November 1972. And 1973, Pakistan opened an office in Hanoi. And just want to share with you, the first Muslim mosque in Hanoi built with the support of the Embassy of Pakistan in Vietnam. We have, in Vietnam, we have the Muslim community, even not very, very big number, but we have, I mean, in Vietnam. So, why I talk about the 1972 and 1973? Because if you remember back, at that time, we were fighting for our reunification. So, Vietnamese people, whenever a person or people came to you at your difficulties, that means truly friend. So Pakistan, you came to us when we were fighting for our independence, for our integrity, for our reunification. That means we highly appreciate and never forget that Pakistani always our friends, brother and sister. But brother, sister, good friends need to have each other, right? It's not only good sentiment given to each other. Please visit my house with some tea, some chapati, some prata, right? Only. No, we have to discuss. We have to talk. We have to have some kind of confident talk. How we live tomorrow. How we walk to the future tomorrow together. If we are side by side, right? If good friends, good brother, sister, just sitting there and sipping coffee, Vietnam's one of the biggest coffee exporter in the world, and tea, also Pakistan, the biggest buyer of tea from Vietnam, just share with you. Every year we export here 120 million USD of tea, and you are biggest buyer. So we have to talk about tea. We have to talk about chapati. We have to import the basmati from you for tomorrow bright future, right? Not sit together and eating chapati, but for tomorrow. What plan for tomorrow? We have to talk. And just share with you that we have garment textile, but we have to complement each other. Actually, we have complementary cooperation. Talking about garment textile, we have the cotton, we have yarn, and then we have the fiber, right? And we have fabric. So we have to think together, we have to sit together. For example, Vietnam, my brother, import please cotton and yarn, and then produce fabric fiber, export back to Pakistan, and Pakistan produce final products, manufacture products, and export back to EU. Because brother Vietnamese, Pakistani, now we are enjoying GSP Plus from EU just extended recently, right? So we have to sit together to talk about how can we employ, how can we leverage, how can we bring into play all the potential between Vietnam and Pakistan, right? And why Vietnam and Pakistan again? Because you see, Pakistan, you have 230 on the book, but maybe the real number 140 population. And Vietnam, we have 100 million population. But okay, sitting together, we have coffee, we have black paper, the best black paper is Vietnamese one. And sit, talk, and okay, it's not population. Population, this is the first angle of seeing the population of the countries, right? But Pakistani brother, Vietnamese brother, look at it. These 240 consumers, 240 million consumers, that is 100 million consumer, and can eat how many chapati every morning? Can sip and drink how many cup of coffee or tea in the morning, right? And how many percent of the green tea going to KPK and going to Afghanistan? 20%, the final answer, right? How many percent of catfish, pangasius fish coming to Pakistan? How many percent to Punjab, right? And Karachi. So, Vietnam, Pakistan, I saw, by myself, I saw great potential, need to be tapped in. Because you have the huge population. Vietnam also, we have 100. And here we have everything. You have natural resources, right? You have the geopolitics, geoeconomic position. You are in the hub of South Asia. Vietnam also is very important location. Just want to share with the young student that Vietnam on the west, we have the South China Sea, on the east, South China Sea. And to the west, we have border with Laos, Cambodia. And to the north, we have the border with China. At the southwest, we have the sea border, right, with Malaysia, with Indonesia. And also on the east sea, we have sea border with China. Yeah. Of course, everything, not every day, not everything smooth, but we have to know about each other, right? So for Vietnam, so we have many potential, great potential need to be tapped in. But the question and the thing, how to tap in? Because as far as I know that you are the 40 ranking in foreign investment in Vietnam, but not very big, compared to 440 billion of Vietnam FDI. So talking about the potential, but how? The problem that you just sitting here talking about potential, about the general thing, like resources, you have the very good mind in copper, right, from my understanding. You have the great potential in onyx, right, the marble, right, also in other kind of mineral resources. But we have to go into details. For example, we are very strong in medicine, in circles, right? Faisalabad is, you see, the capital, like London, in terms of garment, textile, right? So I don't want to use the London. Last time when I visited Faisalabad, CCI, Dr. Khurram, president, is close friend of mine, and I talked to him and with the friends that it should be not only now it's not only London, the city of garment textile, it should be silicon capital. That means garment textile with technology. And Vietnam can share with you. We have technology also. In terms of textile, we export 40 billion per year. This year maybe 44 billion. Garment textile. And you see that long time ago, I have to read And I understand that long time ago, Pakistan is the capital of garment textile. But now it's moving to the other countries. We have to acknowledge that our friend, Bangladesh, is now a rising star in garment textile with the green technology. So we have to know that not only to compete, we share the cake, right? We share the technology and we share the future. We're not seeing that, for example, Bangladesh then rising star in textile and garment, and we have to compete. We have to find out the cooperative part, not only competitive one. So you see that China is still very big in terms of the garment textile, and also Turkey, now Turkey, right? And Bangladesh, Vietnam also. So we have to find the commonality, how to bring into play all the potential. So here, Faisalabad you have. And let's see how many percent of cotton and yarn imported to Vietnam compared to our total import. Just share with Mr. Chairman, less than 0.5%. Every items of Pakistani export to Vietnam compared to our total import is less than 0.5%. And every item exporting from Vietnam here, less than 2% your total import. So how? How can you do that? For example, surgical tools, medicine, just 0.25%. Very few, very small percent. We import every year around 400 billion USD. And about that, 3.5 billion medicine. But 3.5 total import of Vietnam in terms of medicine, Pakistan accounts for only 0.025%. But you are very strong in medicine, pharmacy. So we not again sipping coffee, chapati, and eating chapati and coffee. We have to find out the way to increase, and the way ahead is depend on, rely on the student, young generation there. Please, yeah. The future of Pakistan, the future of Vietnam is yours. Any country all over the world. But how? Now I would like to go to the third part of my speech, and sharing, not speech, from my understanding, sharing. We follow the Vietnamese foreign bamboo policy. Here I saw many bamboo policy. Many, because here diplomatic corps in Pakistan. But you see that Vietnam bamboo foreign policy. You can see that many type of bamboo here, big bamboo, small bamboo, like a cane bamboo. But if you look at the bamboo policy, as I said at the beginning, that we have the defense and to build the countries at once. So the bamboo was very solid and firm root, and very hard stick, and the cane, we call it stem, right? The root of the bamboo, and the stem of the bamboo, and the branches of bamboo. So we follow from ancient time up to now the bamboo foreign policy. Bamboo foreign policy is three parts. First part is root, underground, very solid. And the stem, very hard. And the branch, very flexible. So, let's see. I think that we have, between Vietnam and Pakistan, we have many things in affinity, in commonality. In terms of the bamboo, the roots firm into the ground, right? To get the water, right? The nutritious part to be mature. But you see, bamboo shoot is very soft, young one, could not be there, could not be mature without standing together with the other one, with the already one. So you see that bamboo, they stand together, and it makes the bamboo fence, bamboo enclave, bamboo enclosed, right? And then we have that kind of. And then talking about the stem is very hard and to stand the wind. Even storm, you see the bamboo stem move, but never be broken. And then the branch flexible. So in Vietnam, bamboo root is our internal, domestic. We have to be self-reliant, to be in terms of the resilient. That means incentive, domestic incentive, including the people, human resources, youngster there, is a domestic incentive. It's a decisive one. First and foremost, it's a root. So in Vietnam, 100 million population consumer, human resources, human center policy, natural resources, the culture, history of Vietnam, the determination of Vietnam to defend the countries, to defend the integrity, sovereignty, and to spread the culture is an incentive inside. And then we have to have the policy to be friend, to be the proactive member of international organization. We have to integrate in the global economy. We have to be friend of all. So bamboo policy, and then we have the branch, is to have the external advantage. For example, talking about Vietnam, we have achievement because we attracted FDI, foreign direct investment. That means we have friends. At the time of 1989, we did not have enough capital. So we have to have the FDI, foreign direct investment. And we have to export to get the foreign currency. Here, I know that Pakistan, you are in short of the foreign currency because of export production, right? But if we want to have the more foreign currency, we have to produce and export. And also, if we want to have the infrastructure, we have to invest in industry. And then you have to attract the foreign investor here in Pakistan. So Vietnam is not different. And the Vietnamese bamboo foreign policy is not only the domestic incentive, is decisive, but also external factor is also crucial and important. You cannot live alone. Vietnam, we cannot live alone without friends, sure. If you're strong, we are strong together. If you are not strong, you are ill, we are not in good condition. So we have to have friends. That means the Vietnam foreign policy profoundly characterized by Vietnamese bamboo in that meaning. We cannot live alone. We have to have the friends. Without friends, who buy the goods for you? Vietnam is the biggest one in the black pepper. We are biggest one in cashew export. We are the third one in coffee export. And also many other factors. But how can you make that without friend? Without being friend with you? Without being friend with the other countries? So Vietnamese foreign policy with the Vietnamese bamboo is not only adapting to the power shift, to the geopolitics, to the geoeconomics. Vietnamese bamboo policy is a combination, harmonization, tactical harmonization of the geopolitics, global, regional geopolitics, and also geoeconomics. So we have inside the incentive, but we need external factor. Give you an example, pandemic, COVID-19. In pandemic COVID-19 2021, we have the GDP growth of the 2.8% around. Why 2.8%? In the context every country is minus. Because we have 100 million consumer domestically. There's people will buy the goods for the enterprises, for the company. At that time, you remember that all the supply chains broken. right? All the countries border block. But we still got nearly 2.8% of GDP increase. That means you can see that domestic is a decisive factor. I think that this point, Vietnam and Pakistan, we can share with each other. Even if you are in difficulty in terms of economic situation now in Pakistan, but still the domestic internal factor, the young and human resources there with the University of Faisalabad, after 21 years you rank 343rd, right? It's amazing and impressive. It's a future. It's a concrete reason that I, together with you, esteemed chairman and esteemed rector, believe that you will just temporary difficulty with friends, with the human resources, with the university like Faisalabad, with other university, with the people of Pakistan, very smart, intelligent, social, with your many good characteristics. I believe that we can get over with the friendship, with the friend. So Vietnam, we would like to further develop friendship with Pakistan. Because if you see from here, you just see the world. But if you see from here all together, we not only see the world, over there the white color, but we see the details. We see what's behind the world and what's beside the world, what the blank or plank with the world on the right, on the left side. And we see over the world for the future. And we hope that we'll go together. We don't need to go fast, but we need to go together to bright future. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for gracing us with your presence. Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to dive into a thought-provoking panel discussion on the topic of innovative education technology ecosystem imperative for imminent global economic growth. To guide our discourse, we have the privilege of having Professor Dr. Majid Hussain, Dean Faculty of Information Sciences and Technology, as our esteemed moderator whose expertise in the field is widely recognized. Respected sir, please join us on stage.
Respected Chairman BOG, Honorable Mr. Tan Phong, Director Student Affairs, and very esteemed, our guests, along with the faculty, head of different departments from the prestigious universities of the Faisalabad, and my dear students. Assalamu alaikum. As all of you know, the human genome has been compromised. And we are speedily proceeding towards an era of DNA programming. We will play the metabolic changes with our own hands. The space exploration is on the top. And as a climax of this top, we will enjoy very soon our short time vacations in the space. And without any doubt, this is the marvel of the engineering and mathematical formulations. Simultaneously, if we talk about the linguistics, we are generating the different languages through the different tools. And this is definitely the best assistance of technology. So far so. The religions are relying on the technology if you allow me to say, just for the sake of their survivals, technology, definitely it is playing the most vital role and will play for the forthcoming days. Being the representative of the IT community, if we talk about the emergence of IT in the form of generative IT, the blockchains, the cloud computing, and the wide and limitless dimensions of cyberspace, it has definitely covered all the sides of human aspects. Simultaneously, it has given the best opportunities to the human to go and define their own economies. On the other hand, it has risen the substantial challenges for the humanity as well, including its survival as one of the foremost challenges. These challenges are in the form of questions we are facing our daily lives. In order to have some of the answers of these questions, we have a panel of a bunch of very expert people around us. Let me introduce them. We have Professor Dr. Harun Yusuf Sahab. He is from UET Textile. He is chairing and the director of NCRA, National Center of Robotics. And above that, as we know, this is the era of drones. We say, in our language, we say them UAVs, unmanned aerial vehicles. He is the only guy who has the major role in the manufacturing of drones at the national level and is being known at the international level as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please have her. With them, amongst them, I have the blessing of Professor Dr. Ishtiyaq Sahab. He is one of the leading educationists of the Pakistan. Currently, he is chairing one of the prestigious institutions of the South. He is Pro-Vice Chancellor of Nawaz Sharif Agriculture University, Multan. Welcome, sir. We have a deep regard of Jamiatul Azhar, sir. And as a representative of Jamiatul Azhar, you have seen that all the people are in a deep respect of you. Our third panelist will be Dr. Rifat Sahab. He has already been introduced. Let me start the discussion from the hottest topic of the day. Sir, as we know that the UAVs are the talk of the town. And especially the focus over the drones is becoming more and more with the passage of the time. What do you think can be a pivotal element, and what do you think can be a best strategy we can attract our youth towards a technology-based education that can help us to lead towards this sort of, the destination where we can have the substantial contribution at the national and the international level. Sir.
And thank you, Dr. Majid. Before directly answering to your question, I would just like to share a few examples. For example, when we are talking about drones, so usually around us we are observing drones nowadays for different general purpose tasks. For example, at our wedding and marriage ceremonies, we are looking at drones who are being used for the photographic video capturing purpose. Then thinking towards some practical application, we may be feeling hungry and we may be thinking about something like pizza or fast food being brought by drone, so that we can avoid the rider or the time delay because of that. Then going towards another practical application, for example, being in the area of agriculture, where we can see drones being used for different spraying purpose and even seed plantation and many other applications. So this is one of the area where we can think about this one. But the severity becomes more. For example, we can just recall an incident few months ago where in Badgram region, few people hanged in a dolly lift. And the whole nation was looking at something need to happen to save all those persons who were basically captured in that lift and hanging in the air, having significant height as well. So ultimately, after hours of effort, what was the way to provide aid, maybe the medicine or even the food to those people who were hanged in the air? And what we did, we used heli. So we can think about the approvals, the procedures, the amount, the fuel, the effort, and especially the risk. Because when heli was coming down, the string was actually again having some movement, and there was a fear that it's going to drop down. So why not to use a drone for that? So unfortunately, it's just a point that we were not well equipped to deal with these sort of situations. If there could be any drone that was maybe only have a capacity to carry 3 to 4 or 5 kg weight, so what we could have done, we could have provide them the medicine, the food, maybe even some sort of mechanism. So this is something that we need to bother in a bigger picture. Similarly, when we talk to our different NGOs, for example, at national level, we can see Al Hidmat Foundation as one of the biggest network who are actually in the field. Either it's going to be the flood affected area or maybe the earthquake, even in Turkey, they were there. So when we talked to them, so they pointed out many of their concerns where they actually need this drone technology. Even in a couple of years ago, when there was a flood in Sindh, so they were moving into that flood affected area on the boats, and sometimes the boats were not operational, maybe they are stuck there. On their return back to the base station, there was water all around. So they were just asking about, there should be some mechanism where we can provide medical aid or even the shelter or the food to those people who are actually affected in those kind of situations. Even then, again, in some sort of disaster within the urban areas as well. For example, there are few persons who are basically somehow stuck in a building, maybe at the 20th floor or 25th floor, and there was a fire unfortunately there. So we can think about to provide those people with some sort of fireballs and then these sort of gadgets so that they can at least try to save their lives. So this is where we need to think, and we need to inculcate these technologies, these particular aspects in our educational setup as well. As Dr. Majid already mentioned that, because I am a part of National Center for Robotics and Automation, so being the head of one of the lab, our key focus is actually to design and develop indigenous technology. And till now, what we have done, we have actually 2 to 3 different kind of drones which we actually design and develop in collaboration with our industrial partner directly. So we are not totally relying on the off-the-shelf available drones, for example, the DJI, because our majority strategic organizations, even at the mass scale in our country, the majority drones are actually from the DJI. But DJI is only having a couple of authorized dealers in Pakistan. So whenever there is something going wrong with those drones, so ultimately we have to look for some after-sale services. And one of the major reasons that it's really difficult to import drones within Pakistan due to the restrictions by the Ministry of Defense and Ministry of Interior as well. So we need to rely on our own capacity. As the respected ambassador also shared that, we need to look at our capacity. So for example, if we need to design and develop these drones, so obviously we need to impart the relevant stuff in our curriculum as well, in our lab sessions as well. So the people working in the domain of avionics, electrical engineering, and the computer science, IT, computer engineering, mechatronics, they all need to work together actually to have these kind of indigenous products. And it's not the matter like that we can't do it, we can do it. One thing I would like to share at this event, because this is my first time, not only at the University of Faisalabad, but also I'm first time in Faisalabad. And I would like to mention that I am having a team of engineers with me at my lab, and my team lead is actually alumni of University of Faisalabad. And that he is the person, he is not only from Faisalabad, but also from this university. He is basically a graduate of electrical engineering program of University of Faisalabad. So he is actually heading the other team, engaging with the industry. So what we are trying to do, we are basically trying to design those purpose-built drones. And not only we are experimenting in the lab, but right now we are also designing and developing some drones for industry as well. So this is a way to go where we need to look at our curriculum, our labs, our skill set. For example, it's not too difficult to operate a drone for photographic purpose or maybe for the videographic purpose. But ultimately, when we are in a sort of mission where we need to have severity level, maybe the dynamics are going to be there, the wind is going to be different. Similarly, the distance is going to be beyond, then we may be using the antenna tracker as well. So we need to actually impart that skill set in our youth as well. We need to prepare them for basic training, that is a drone flight training. Similarly, we need to understand the flight dynamics. So in our curriculum, we need to have those short courses or maybe the skill set that we can basically prepare the youth for this kind of technology. So ultimately, we need to embed systems, we need to learn about the avionics, the fundamental knowledge, we need to learn about the programming, because maybe somehow we are actually relying on the hardware being imported from the outside Pakistan. But ultimately, what we can do, we can design and develop different kind of application, different kind of solutions. Right now, we were in a discussion with FWO. They actually need some sort of applications for their surveying system. So ultimately, when we were in the discussion, so we found that they were actually using some off-the-shelf softwares and where they were being charged a lot. So ultimately, they approached to different industries and also us that we need to have these sort of applications to be deployed on drones. Similarly, like in agriculture sector, we are using the spraying drones, but majority of those spraying drones are currently imported from the China. So why not to have our own technology? So that is the way to go in a broader spectrum, to have this technology at our own hands. Especially, we need to focus on indigenous design and development. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Harun sir. He was emphasizing over a few things, and at the top of the list is, yes, we can do. Yes, we can do. And so many of us have learned throughout their lives, when we intend and we have the intention, we can do, alhamdulillah. So you talk about the curriculum, you talked about the labs, and finally, you talked about the youth. Alhamdulillah, as you mentioned earlier, your team lead is one of the tough guy. We are in a regular procedure to revise the curriculum under the emerging market requirements. We are trying our level best to have the modern labs, as recently we have a blessing to establish a blockchain-based labs in computer science department of the TUF. And finally, we have the youth. And I would request my youth to show your energy that we are willing to have to face all those challenges. Those are being addressed at the stage. Please. Ladies and gentlemen, in emerging global circumstances, the technology-based pedagogies are becoming the indispensable requirement of academics. We have to shift our legacy-based learning environment towards the technology-based and system-based pedagogies. Our teachers are learning, and they are in the regular and continuous process to learn more and more. Some of the leading guys are there at our national level who have the experience and who can guide us how we can adopt the technology-based pedagogies in our universities. I would request Professor Dr. Ishtiaq Sir, one of the leading educationists at the national level. Sir, please have us a blessing with your insights. How can we transform our legacy-based education system towards a paradigm which could be assisted through the technology-based pedagogies? Sir.
Right, thank you very much, sir. Am I audible? Okay. So first of all, I would like to appreciate the administration of the University of Faisalabad, the CEO BOG, and I'm happy to have the blessing of His Excellency, the Ambassador of Vietnam, and I'm happy to see Dr. Maulana Malik, my mentor, my supervisor actually, with us here, and so many friends from UF I can see, and so many students. Like the ex-panelist said about the lead engineer who is having his team member in the engineering from this university, we have one of my close friends, younger brother, who is incidentally the electrical engineer from this university, and we have witnessed his progress and his growth. He was in China earlier, and then he did his studies from France and from Italy, and these days he is in the university, one of the leading university in China, in Beijing, and doing his PhD. So we are looking forward that he will come back to this country and will spread some lights regarding the University of Faisalabad. Coming back to your topic, technologies and refraining from the traditional system to modern system. I have served about 25 years in academics. I have the opportunity to serve so many different universities, but mostly in public sector. And mostly the public sector is bit, traditional. They have got bit traditional systems, traditional mechanisms. But recently I was working as a chairman, National Agriculture Education Accreditation Council. So in that portfolio, I was visiting so many different institutions across Pakistan, maybe public sector or maybe private sector or even semi-government type. So I have seen the institutions which are a bit proactive and which are trying to cope up with time. They are producing better graduates, they are providing better environment to the graduates so that they can learn more, they can have hands-on training. And for that, there are institutions. I think the University of Faisalabad, this is my second visit. In the first visit, I saw few glimpses of the university. And like you said, that you are focusing more on curriculum development, you are focusing more on labs, and you are investing more in labs. So there is in engineering two different classes. One is that you call engineering alone, and the other is engineering technology. The technology part is where you have got 70% of skill and 30% of knowledge, and the engineering part is where you have got 30% of technology and 70% of skill. All those institutions which are focusing more on technology, which are focusing more on skill development for the graduates through their teaching system, through their lab management system, they are better off. Unfortunately, in my experience of this with education, we have seen most of the institutions, they are doing something good maybe, but they are working in isolation. They are not collaborating, they are not networking, and they are not, understanding what the industry is requiring and what other, the time to come is requiring. So, to me, the way forward would be make the graduates who are skilled enough to understand the changing dynamics of modern era, give them confidence, train them well, and give them the hands-on training so that they can be entrepreneurs. We are happy to see that the BA and MA system has gone, but we are yet to see that the another BS system, how it will progress and how it will, give us some better graduates. Though the first instance, the first thing that has gone, but in the next instance, we need to see better graduates producing, having good skills and having good understanding to make them contribute towards the development of Pakistan. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Being the part of the education community, being the part of the faculty, we realize that the different government organizations are trying their level best to embed the academia with the edutechs. We acknowledge them simultaneously. But sir, what should be the fraction of the technology, and what should be the fraction of the abstraction and theoretical knowledge? It is the decision of time, and time takes decision by its own. We are automatically being driven towards an era where we have to take all this paradigm shift towards the technology. And sir, we are in the loop, we are in the line, inshallah ta'ala, we will make it. Ladies and gentlemen, we take the concept of the religion out of our lives, it remains nothing. We worship God in the form of the religion, and someone says that the religion itself is worshipped. That is what's happening around us. On the daily basis, we are facing the different challenges throughout the globe. People like us say that the religion is science and science is the religion. Being a Muslim, I have a very strong belief over it, and that's what the Quran is saying for the last 14 centuries. We have a blessing that Dr. Rifat is with us, and the contributions of Jamiat Azhar for the religion of Islam, I think that are not even, we are not in a capacity to even discuss those. Those are beyond our limits. Sir, I would request you to please express your insights that how we, through the technology, we can make the religion intuitive to the new generation. That could lead us towards a peaceful society as well as a prosperous economy at the national and the international level. Sir.
سعادة الدكتور صاحب السعادة الدين هو العلم والعلم هو الدين. فبواسطة التكنولوجيا كيف يمكن لنا أن نتعلم ونفهم فهما سليما الذي يؤدي إلى مجتمع متطور ومزدهر من ناحية الاقتصاد ومن ناحية الأمن والسلام. ماذا تقولون وماذا رأيكم في هذا الأمر؟
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أكرر شكري وتقديري لهذه الجامعة العريقة، وأرحب بمعالي رئيس الجامعة وبمعالي السادة الضيوف جميعا والمنصة الكريمة والأساتذة الكرام وجميع الطلاب والحضور. وأقول في الإجابة على هذا السؤال إنه ليس هناك تعارض إطلاقا بين الدين والعلم. فالدين في أقرب تعريفاته هو ربط الإنسان بالكون. ربط الإنسان، الدين معناه ربط الإنسان بالكون أو ربط الإنسان برب الكون. ونلاحظ أنه قديما يعني قبل الميلاد البلاد التي ازدهرت فيها العلوم هي البلاد التي كانت فيها رسالات وتشريعات، بما يعني أن الدين والتشريع كان محفزا ومنشطا للعلوم جميعها. والقرآن أشار إلى كثير من هذه الصناعات ومن هذه العلوم المتطورة في البناء والمصانع في البلاد التي كان فيها أنبياء. ظل الأمر على هذا حتى جاء الإسلام، وكان الإسلام من أكثر الديان تحريضا على العلم والتقدم والسبق فيه، كما أشرت إلى ذلك في كلمتي التي لن أكرر شيئا فيها. ظل الوضع على هذا حتى تسلم المسلمون زمام الحضارة في قرون طويلة، وكانت هذه العصور تسمى في أوروبا بالعصور المظلمة لانتشار الجهل وعداء العلم فيها. تسلم بعد ذلك الأوروبيون زمام المبادرة والحضارة، لكن للأسف الشديد حدث انفصام بين الدين والعلم. نحن قلنا أنه لا انفصام، وإنما هناك امتزاج وتكامل بين الدين والعلم، لكن بعد تقدم العلوم حدث انفصام وانفصال بين الدين والعلم، حتى كانوا يقولون الدين أفيون الشعوب، واستبعدوا الدين من مناحي الحياة جميعها. في بداية القرن العشرين أدرك العلماء أنه لا تقدم ولا تطور إلا على جناحين: جناح التقدم التكنولوجي وجناح التقدم الروحي الذي يقوم به الدين. حتى الدين حينما كان يدعو إلى التقدم في العلوم كان يدعو إلى قيام مجتمع متماسك. وفي القرآن الكريم يقول الله تعالى: وعلم آدم الأسماء كلها. وتعليم الأسماء كلها هنا ليس علم الشريعة، لأنه لم تكن هناك شريعة في هذا الوقت، وإنما هو علم الفطرة. علم الفطرة، لأن الله سبحانه وتعالى علم آدم كل ما ينفع الإنسان، حتى قال الزمخشري في تفسير هذه الآية: يعني علمه أحوال الدنيا وما يتعلق بها من المنافع الدنيوية، حتى سخر له كل ما في السماوات والأرض. فتعليم آدم الأسماء يدخل فيها كل العلوم والفنون. والقرآن الكريم والنبي صلى الله عليه وسلم كما أشرنا أشار إلى ضرورة أن يسبق ويتقدم المسلمون ويشاركوا في كل العلوم، بحيث يكتفوا بأنفسهم عن غيرهم. فإذا احتاجوا إلى غيرهم في علم الطب مثلا، أو في علم الصيدلة، أو في علم الهندسة أو في علم التكنولوجي لو احتاجوا إلى غيرهم وقعوا في الإثم والحرج، لأن الله لا يرضى لهم أن يتأخروا عن بقية الأمم. شكرا وجزاكم الله خيرا.
بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. ڈاکٹر رفعت صاحب نے ایک دفعہ پھر انتظامیہ کا شکریہ ادا کرنے کے بعد کہا کہ مسلمانوں نے ایک بہت لمبے عرصے تک تہذیب کی زمام کو تھامے رکھا اور تہذیب کے علمبردار رہے. حقیقی معنوں میں سائنس اور مذہب کا جو ٹکراؤ ہے وہ اسلامی دور کے اندر نہیں ہوا. جس وقت اسلامی دور سے ہٹ کے دور شروع ہوا اس وقت یہ تاثر پھیلا کہ مذہب اور چیز ہے، سائنس اور چیز ہے، ورنہ اسلام تو سائنس اور اس طرح کی چیزوں کا بانی رہا. پھر اس پہ انہوں نے ایک خوبصورت نقطہ پیش کیا کہ انسانیت کو جو سب سے پہلے تعلیم دی گئی وَعَلَّمَ آدَمَ الْأَسْمَاءَ كُلَّهَا، کہ آدم علیہ السلام کو تمام چیزوں کے نام سکھائے. وہ جو علم تھا وہ شریعت کا علم نہیں تھا، وہ یقیناً ایسی چیزوں کا، ابن عباس رضی اللہ تعالیٰ عنہ فرمایا کہ وہ تمام چیزوں کا علم جو انسان کے ساتھ متعلق ہے. اور انہوں نے امام زمخشری کا قول نقل کیا کہ وہ تمام چیزیں جن کے ساتھ دینی یا دنیاوی انسان کے فوائد وابستہ تھے اللہ جل شانہ نے آدم علیہ السلام کو سکھلائے. پھر اس کے بعد انہوں نے کہا کہ یہ جو مذہب ہے یہ خالق جسے کریٹر کہتے ہیں اس کی پہچان دیتا ہے، اور جو سائنس ہے یہ کون یعنی خلق جسے مخلوق کہتے ہیں اس کی پہچان دیتا ہے. اور اس لحاظ سے ان کے درمیان کوئی بھی تعارض نہیں ہے. اور اللہ جل شانہ نے یہ جو فرمایا کہ تمام چیزوں کے نام سکھلائے، تو اگر ان تمام چیزوں کا حقیقی علم نہیں ہوگا، اور جو سائنس کہتی ہے کہ مشاہدے کی روشنی میں علم کا حاصل کرنا، جب تک وہ حقیقی علم حاصل نہیں ہوگا تو کس طرح وہ دنیا کے اندر جو خلافت عرضی کا اللہ جل شانہ نے اہل ایمان کے ساتھ وعدہ کر رکھا ہے کہ زمین کے اندر خلیفہ بنائیں گے، وہ تبھی ممکن ہے کہ جب انسان سائنس اور ٹیکنالوجی کی روشنی میں علم کے جو زینے ہیں طے کرے گا. اللہ جل شانہ ہمیں فہم سلیم عطا فرمائے.
شکرا جزاکم اللہ خیر.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rifat sir. Ladies and gentlemen, these leading guys of the national and the international paradigms shared their deep insights with us. Those were truly bestowed with the thought-provoking. And we need to have some emphasis over their insights and the experience they have learned throughout their lives. I must be very grateful, sir, for your thoughtful session. Simultaneously, I am really grateful to all of the audience for being so patient and listening them with so
Thank you, gentlemen. Now, I request to Professor Dr. Majid Hussain, Journal Chair, ICASE 2023, please come on the dais for vote of thanks. Professor Dr. Majid Hussain.
Thank you, Genji. The people belong to the different organizations, especially with academics. They truly know that incepting a conference, going for its idea, defining its domains, materializing it, gathering the team, and then finally physically realizing it is not so simple. It genuinely needs some leadership. Whenever the brainchild was created, whenever the idea was incepted, and at the end, how physically the event was realized, that matters. And it matters after a privileged fact that who is leading the campaign. I, from the platform of ICASE 2023, am highly grateful for the idea perception and making the team aligned to go for its physical realization. And today, we are actually physically realizing the ICASE 2023. Sir, Chairman BOG sir, we, with all of my team and with all the hands of my audience, we are really grateful to you, sir, for giving us the opportunity. We actually materialized and physically realized this event through all of your support. After that, we have a contribution of national and international delegates in the form of the guests, in the form of the panelists, in the form of the guest speakers, in the form of the keynotes. On the behalf of the organizers of this conference, I am really grateful to all of you, sir, namely Dr. Rifat Ali, Ms. Vladimir, who couldn't make us reach here, Dr. Harun Yusuf Sahab, Dr. Ishtiaq Rijwana Sahab, Dr. Kulsum Sahiba, sitting somewhere in the audience. Madam, we acknowledge your arrival and we are grateful for your presence here. Dr. Bhutta Sahab from NAYAB, Dr. Jaskam, Director Auric from University of Agriculture, Faisalabad, and Dr. Waqas Malik, Chairman PBG BZU. We are really grateful to you, sir, for your presence here. We have the participation of different universities. I may miss someone. We have the prestigious guests from NFC, from NTU, those always stand with us, sir. A genuine gratitude. Government College University, University of Agriculture, and from other universities, from all other leading universities of the Faisalabad. Sir, we are deeply grateful to all of you for your presence, and your presence actually makes us proud. We have the sponsors. We have the co-hosts. Namely, we have the blessing of Punjab Higher Education Commission, and without their support, it will become difficult for us to arrange such an event. Thank you, Punjab Higher Education Commission. We have USA Study Skills Organization, who are always in our support. Whenever we go for some event, they are always with us. Thank you, USA, wherever you are. Thank you. Again, this idea was perceived many months ago, and people started working there. Right from that particular moment to this moment, it can never be thought too easy to materialize the event. We have different teams who are working day and nights, and who will work 2 more days and 2 more nights for the success of the event. We have different working groups, who are making their best effort to make this event successful. On the behalf of this conference, I would extend my deepest gratitude to all of my working groups, including the chairs, including the head of departments, and especially to my students. There should be one exclusive gratefulness. Actually, we have multiple campuses, and in multiple campuses, we have the key roles of the different people. The campus we are sitting in right now belongs to our females, and those females are being led by our strong female, Madam Additional Registrar Zahida Maqbool sir. मैं जनरली अगर इनके लिए शुक्रिया का लफ्ज़ अदा करूं तो वो उस तारीफ पे पूरा नहीं उतरेगा. मेरा ख्याल है आप सबको मेरे साथ एटलीस्ट एक दफ़ा तो क्लैप करनी चाहिए इनके लिए. आखिर में people talk about the women empowerment. We believe in women empowerment. Alhamdulillah, for the last 2 days, we are experiencing what is the women empowerment. I must congratulate Chairman BOG, his forefathers, along with his team, who is actually implementing the idea of the women empowerment. That is actually the idea of the Islam, sir, if I may right. Thank you, sir. At the last, ICASE 2023 is not the destination. Inshallah ta'ala, we will define our limits by ourselves, and we will not take care the limits defined by the community. And while defining those limits and while achieving those limits, I am very sure that this youth is with us. They will define their limits, and inshallah ta'ala they will achieve those limits. Those limits will make not only this community proud of them, but also the nation of the Pakistan will be proud of them. Please have a round of applause for yourself with me. Thank you very much all.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Respected Professor Dr. Riazul Haq Tariq has joined us. Let's welcome him with a heartfelt round of applause. In recognition of the valuable insights and experience shared by our esteemed guest, we invite our distinguished guest to present them with token of appreciation in the form of shield. May I request Chairman BOG, Professor Dr. Majid Hussain, Professor Dr. Riazul Haq to kindly join us on stage for this special award presentation. Professor Dr. Amanullah. Now, I request Dr. Harun Yusuf to come forward and receive this token of appreciation in the form of shield. Dr. Harun Yusuf. वो वाली उधर जो पड़ी हुई थी, ये वाली है, हाँ. May I invite Professor Dr. Ishtiaq to come forward and receive our deep respect for their valuable contribution. Professor Dr. Ishtiaq. Ladies and gentlemen, as Professor Dr. Syed Amir Gilani has joined us, please let's welcome him with heartfelt round of applause. Now, I request Professor Dr. Rifat Ali Mohammed to come forward and receive our deep respect for their valuable contribution. Professor Dr. Rifat Ali Mohammed. May I invite His Excellency Tan Phong, Ambassador of Vietnam to Pakistan, to come forward and receive our deep respect for their valuable contribution. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Guest will proceed for tea and students for sessions. Guest will proceed for tea and students for sessions.
Now, our esteemed guests proceed for networking tea and students for session.
बेटा ये एक मिनट ऐलान कर दें कि जो स्टूडेंट्स बैठे हैं बाकी जो टीचर है ना वो बाहर जाएं फोटो